Hi everyone, welcome to our community call. This time Team Isinga is joined by Dominic and Nick. And just so we get to know each other, I would suggest a quick introduction where everyone says their name and what they're doing with Isinga. Yeah, I'm just gonna start real quick. I'm Foy Murek, I'm the developer advocate for Isinga, and I'm organizing the call today and moderating. And I am joined by a few people from Isinga, and I would like Blaram to start introducing himself, if that's okay.
Of course. I'm Blaram, COO at Isinga. I'm responsible for daily operations. And today I would like to talk about the Isinga Summit. Maybe Flo can move on.
Yes, I will. I'm the UX designer for Isinga, mostly Isinga Web. I design and redesign most of the user interface for Isinga Web and most of its modules, I would say. And therefore, I conduct user interviews for research or run usability tests to evaluate the designs. And then passing on to Eric, maybe, if he wants.
All right, sure. So my name is Eric. I'm responsible for all the technical aspects in our softwares. And today, maybe I'm going to leave a few words about our projects we are currently hacking until the Isinga Summit. Nick, will you move on?
Hi, my name is Nicholas, and I'm working for Research Industrial System Engineering, and the name is even longer, short RISE GmbH. And we are using Isinga for monitoring purposes, and I write a lot of modules. And yeah, at the Isinga Summit, I would like to present the scaffold builder in a workshop-like tutorial.
Okay, the last one is Dominic, I think. Did you fix your microphone?
I think so. Yeah, my name is Dominic. I work for the University Hospital of Basel, and well, we do monitoring with Isinga, and it's the central part where we pull all data together to then so that we are able to model it with the business process module to get an overview of all things happening.
Okay, I can see a few people have found the YouTube stream already. I want to also say hello to you. If you have any questions on the way, you can write in the chat and I'll try to read it out for you. Apart from that, we have a tiny little program for today where Blaram is going to tell us a bit about the Isinga Summit. Flo is going to tell us about the Isinga Insiders program, and Eric is going to share a few words about our current developments, as they mentioned. And if you have any questions while we're talking about things, feel free to interrupt and just ask away. Yeah, I would like this to be a bit of a dialogue, and yeah, after the little program, you can ask any kind of questions that you have and we can discuss it here. And yeah, then I would like to hand the word back to Blaram to share a little bit about the Isinga Summit that we're having this year.
Let me perhaps share my screen. That's at least for me, it's easier to explain what it's all about. During the past years, we usually had the Isinga Camp, which was like a smaller event in different locations, usually in Europe, sometimes also in the US and other areas. This year, we are trying something new. We kind of refactored the whole idea of how we want to drive a community event for Isinga. Basically making the decision to move away from many smaller events to one centralized event in the year, with potentially more smaller meetups that will be organized or can be organized either by community or partners. We did one the last year in Zurich, and maybe we will have some more this year. But for us, the main focus right now in terms of events is the Isinga Summit, which aims to be a 2-day event. And I already mentioned that we're kind of refactored how we want to provide this platform to customers, users, community, and developers. And in order to build a platform for many different peoples from different areas, we decided to have the regular presentations, of course, that are one major pillar. That we also had in the Isinga camps in the past. But this time we also added workshops. A workshop is, you can imagine it like a really deep dive in talk into a very specific topic. So compared to a regular presentation, which takes around about 30 minutes, a workshop takes up to 90 minutes and gives the presenter the opportunity to dive much deeper into his topic, and also gives the audience the opportunity to actually learn something about a very specific topic. Nicholas is one of the workshop presenters for the summit. He already mentioned his scaffold builder. So that will be one part. I'm going to show the program in a minute where we can see what else is going on. And we also decided to bring up something that we call community spaces. This part of the conference is basically made for all those topics that we didn't have in mind. We can clearly see that at every event that we make, the so-called hallway track is one of the favorite tracks of the attendees, and therefore we give it a special attention to this by providing space for attendees to bring up their own topics that they would like to discuss, or where they would like to have feedback, or where they would just like to hear the thoughts of other users of Isinga about their topics. So community spaces basically is smaller groups get together discussing one certain topic that we do not decide about. It's a topic brought up by the attendees themselves. So we give this a platform as well. And we also currently are building the first ever Isinga certification. We never had that before, even though we thought about it for a very long time. This is the year of Isinga certification. So the Isinga certification is basically something where you can validate and take an exam about your Isinga knowledge and be verified that you're an Isinga professional in the end. That can be helpful for your CV, or for your current employee, or if you're working as a consultant, this may be interesting as well, because some companies require these kind of certifications. The certification at the Isinga Summit will be for free. So if you decide to take the exam, you can pick one of the days, either June 5th or June 6th, and take the exam. And if you pass it, you will get this certification right into your hands in that day. So yeah, let's have a look at the program. We try to kind of build a very diverse program in terms of the content that we want to provide. So not only discuss Isinga itself the whole day or 2 days, but also bring some other views and ideas and tools. And I really believe that we've built a really nice program here for this year. So we have meta talks like about monitoring in general. Chris Bouchard, who is a well-known figure in the DevOps area, we'll be talking about the transition from monitoring sucks to monitoring love, and perhaps also get back. We will have workshops about Isinga for Windows, which will cover the basic usage of Isinga for Windows, but also cover the latest developments of it. And we will have a workshop about using Puppet modules to roll out Isinga and also do auto discovery with that mechanism. And you can already see here that some of the talks will happen at the main stage, and the workshops are split into 2 different areas. So attendees can basically choose which of those workshops they want to pick and where they want to attend. Sebastian from Grafana will join us as well. One of the solution engineers at Grafana will present his insights about Grafana Loki, which is a tool to collect logs in a very simple way. This talk is by intention coming from Grafana, not from Isinga itself, because we know that plenty of our users are also Grafana users, and we think it's a really good idea to have them join our conference as well. And luckily they also do it. Then we will have someone from Virtphoenix and the German television RTL2. They've built something where they collect metrics from OpenShift, and they also use these mechanisms to integrate it with Isinga as well. After that, we will have the community spaces, some more workshops on Meerkat, which is a tool to visualize things integrated with Isinga. As mentioned, Nicholas with the scaffold builder. We will have the latest news about Isinga for Kubernetes. And on the second day, basically, it moves on with very similar ideas. We will have Laura, who will be talking about women in tech. We will have Johannes, who will give us the latest state of Isinga for Isinga notifications, which is our other major project going on right now. We will have workshops about writing custom modules, managing Isinga with Ansible, and much more. We've left out some slots for talks from our customers. Some of them already confirmed that they are ready to share their story. So this will be filled throughout the next few days. So the program is already almost full right now. And I expect a really, really nice conference here.
Hey, thank you, Blairim. If there are no questions about the summit, that was quite extensive. I would say we can move on to the Isinga Insiders program, which has happened before and will happen again at the summit. Flo, please take the stage. What's it about?
Hello again. I already introduced myself. It sounds really exciting what's happening, what's going to happen there at Isinga Summit. We will be there with usability test, with our usability test lab as well. But I'm now starting from the beginning. We started the Isinga Insiders program like in October or so. And we started with usability tests, with external usability tests at OSMC 2023. This came from the fact that we lacked real user feedback on the UI of Isinga DB Web. And our new project, the notifications UI, and so we want to test it with real users and with our target group. And this was a real was a great success. We get so many insights, and so we asked ourselves, how can we make this a little bigger and more efficient? And we want to test more and more directly. So the intention for Isinga Insiders is to build like a pool of representative users for all kind of Isinga, mainly web related topics. At the moment, we see like conducting user interviews for research, which features do the users currently use, how does their infrastructure look, how does the landscape, the tool landscape look, and then in the end, we want to get insight on how they interact, mainly with Isinga Web. We also plan to do usability tests remotely mainly for new products. We want to test UI concepts in different stages of the development. We want to evaluate them. We want to evaluate already developed products and see how users get along with it, with the UI. What we did since then were notifications, were interviews about notifications. We already have like a pool of some contacts there. And we asked the users how they usually organize their monitoring, how their notification setup is, which other tools besides Isinga they use and how they integrate with Isinga. Then we did interviews on the dependency module that is coming or that is currently in development. It's actually kind of the same. We want to get insights how our users use the Isinga 2 dependencies and how we can go from there because Isinga Web is actually a very rudimentary implementing the dependency relationships. We also want to get a feel on how dependencies could be used, or maybe get some ideas from it, and what our users are going to monitor. And if you want to join in Isinga Insiders pool, I can show it to you on the website. So I will share my screen quickly. Does it work? Yes, seems like it. So you can go to isinga.com community and Isinga Insiders. You will have the website where it's explained what we do here quickly, and it's pretty easy. You get some information about it, and it's pretty easy. You just fill your name, your last name, and everything, your email. And then we will ask you some questions on what experience you have with usability test and how you use Isinga. So we have some questions prepared for you just to know or to have like a pre-selection of which users to contact for our interviews or usability tests. And yes, I would appreciate if you sign up for it, and we probably see each other soon in this context then. That's actually it. So do you have any questions about it?
I'm also having a look at the YouTube chat in case anyone wants to ask a question there. There's always a few seconds of delay, so I'm going to give it a second.
No hurry.
Right, no, doesn't look like there's any questions. So I would hand over to Eric to just tell us a little bit about what the different teams at Isinga are doing.
Yeah. Okay. So at the moment we are preparing some maintenance releases. So that's a thing we are always doing. We're expecting a new release for business process, Jira, Graphite, and some other stuff. So those will be just bug fix releases. Then we are working or refining our Docker containers so that we can provide a Docker Compose file right under the Isinga namespace for an easy entrance of, let's say, every component there is in the Isinga stack. So with that, you can deploy a whole Isinga ecosystem with one command. And that will also be a nice preparation for better containers in our Isinga Helm charts. So if you didn't know that, we already have Helm charts in place where you can deploy an Isinga stack in Kubernetes, so on Kubernetes. And that leads me to the next projects, which is at the one hand, Icinga for Kubernetes, where we have released a first version maybe a month ago, I think. If you know Kubernetes dashboard, then basically the first version is exactly that. So viewing all resources, state and their hierarchy, including configuration, logs, events, and all that stuff right within Icinga Web. It's composed of a Go daemon, which connects to the Kubernetes APIs in order to grab all the resources there are in Kubernetes cluster, and also listen to all changes and then sync them into a database where the web interface or the web module accesses the data and displays it. For the Icinga Summit, of course, we will try to release a new version with some added features in terms of actually sending alerts with Icinga notifications, which I will give a few words later, and also adding some charts since Kubernetes monitoring is nothing without metrics. And the next project is Icinga notifications, which basically replaces the notification functionality in Icinga 2, replacing in the sense of that both will coexist like IDO and IcingaDB do for quite some time until it's major enough to really deprecate the notifications feature in Icinga 2. But also in the sense of that it will have all features that the Icinga 2 notifications provide, meaning different notification channels, having escalation policies, having time periods and stuff like that, but also adding the chance to edit or configure all that stuff via a nice UI, having the possibility to define on-call schedules as a notification target. So instead of defining users or user groups who will receive a notification, you will configure a schedule as notification target, which then will pick the particular user or user group which is on call in that moment and will send the notification to the right person at the right time. And we will have a first release to the Icinga Summit. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of current developments that are going on. Are there any questions from our two attendees that are currently in the call with us about either of those topics?
As I remember correctly, the notifications module is currently Postgres only. Will it be for MariaDB too, or
yes,
Icinga Summit?
I think that's the plan, to have a schema for MySQL MariaDB as well, since there are many Icinga users with MySQL MariaDB, whatever MySQL-ish flavor out there. So yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, Dominic, go ahead.
Is it a general movement that Postgres gets more attention?
Well, with the Icinga notifications, we shifted our approach a little bit, since in the past MySQL was, let's say, our first candidate to develop our software for, and we often did the PostgreSQL schema and changes late, so that we had some bugs in there or missed schema updates because we didn't think about it thoroughly, because we also most of our devs and most of our customers use MySQL, so that's why PostgreSQL was most of the time a little bit forgotten. But with Icinga notifications, we shifted it to do PostgreSQL first, so that this does not happen. And I think it's the right move for the first version, but for a release which should target a broader audience, we will have the MySQL schema as well.
Yeah, so we have some database problems with Galera especially. And should I ask my database team if they would be willing to provide Postgres databases?
I mean, depends on the issues you have with the Galera databases and whether it's IDO or ISingaDB. Since with the last release with ISingaDB, we did quite a lot of changes to handling database connections, in particular with clustered MySQL databases. This also applies to PostgreSQL databases, since there could be error messages as well if one node is not ready and connections still go to that node and stuff like that. So if it's IDO, you should switch to ISingaDB. If it's ISingaDB, you should upgrade ISingaDB. And if all of that is true for you, we should talk.
Those issues are the blocker that keep me from upgrading. So we are, I think, since Thursday, testing the newest code for ISingaDB. So no crash yet.
Sounds good.
So we will upgrade soon, hopefully. And if you really want to make my database team happy, then you should provide support for Oracle.
No.
Yeah, I don't like it either. So.
Okay, if we don't have any other questions right now, I would be interested in, Nick, do you want to tell us about your scaffold builder that you're going to present?
Yes. Well, first of all, I think the video is still online from Isinga Camp Berlin 2023. But things that changed till then, I look at the X509 module, and I took a lot of code from there to create a database access. So you can create, you can tell the module to create a database schema for SQLite, and then you can create the created module to create your SQLite database. And after that, you have the things you had formerly in a, I think it's INI repository. You can use like your SQL database for that. And you have this nice Isinga DB search-like features and all of that. In the very basic ways, you can get started with filling something in and then joining other things together. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to your What's New presentation. Okay. Did the two of you have any other questions that you wanted to ask? If you don't, then I have a question for you. Do you intend to do the Isinga certification at some point? Is that something that's relevant for you? Dominic, do you want to?
Yeah, sure. I use Isinga daily, so I hope it's not too hard to pass the certification. So I think it would be foolish not to do it.
But do you see any requirement from your job, for example, that you need to be certified? Is this something that's a topic?
Well, I really doubt that I get a bigger salary with this certificate. And I'm not planning on changing my employer very soon.
Okay. Nick, is that relevant for you?
I will do it, but I think it's not relevant now, but maybe in the future. I don't know.
Okay. If we don't have any questions from the chat or from the two of you, I am pretty low on topics at this point. Yeah. So I'm just gonna wait a couple of seconds, maybe someone from the audience. Oh, Dominic, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe I have something for Florian. Maybe he can look through my issues because they are mostly paper cuts, which would greatly enhance the usability from my point of view. It's mostly little things like, well, from the X509 module in the import source, there is a missing chain ID. If one would have this, then one could easily create a action link back into the module from a check without building a complicated query with 3 parameters and an additional click to get to the details. Same for the vSphere DB module. There's also this missing integration, and yeah, stuff like that. Especially with the automations, the directory automations, and the navigations.
Just a note on that. Yeah, I'm happy to look at the issues. The thing is that we are just currently focusing on Isinga notifications and the new Isinga dependency module. So when it's time, we will have a look at them.
Yeah, and I would also like enhanced focus on the business process module because we use it very heavily, and in my eyes, it's one of the real strengths of Ichinga to be so flexible that one can easily integrate other monitoring systems. We write so-called connectors to get data in, exports from PRTG, and mirror other monitoring systems, and then use this special module to model and reduce the complexity for the users. And this is very, very valuable in my eyes to get an overview over all this complex technical stuff to break it down what is really happening.
That sounds, we should have an interview with you when we are working on the Isinga, on the business process module. Are you subscribed to the Insiders
Yes,
program?
yes. I would really like to have a private call with you and show you what I built.
That sounds nice, but the thing is, we're a small team, and we just to keep our focus. And when it's time, it sounds nice. It sounds interesting. What you have to say about it.
So from what I understand, that's like not an open source project that you have there, but it's rather a custom development for your own company, right?
We publish all the things as open source normally, if we can. And it's more integration, not custom proprietary stuff. So to me, Ichinga is like the Lego of monitoring. So you have a framework and then you need to build your own. And I think they will look quite different for different requirements.
It feels like an interesting topic to talk about in general, like how different teams put together their Isinga environment and how they integrate it with each other. That might be a cool topic for the open spaces that we're gonna have. So if you're in Berlin with us, then maybe we can have a longer chat about it there. That would be nice.
Yeah, it's not yet sure if I will be able to attend, but I really hope we can make it happen.
It would be super awesome. All right. If there are no more other questions, then I think we can call this a day for now. Thank you very much for coming here, for chatting with us, and yeah, I hope you have a nice weekend ahead of you. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.